So in our lives, we will have many obstacles that come into our lives in different ways. Maybe it's a health condition. Maybe it's a health condition like, say, mental health. It might be an injury. It might be something to do with your work. It might be something to do with your relationship. You're going to have all kinds of mental obstacles, all kinds of mental barriers in your life that are going to come along. And what it's about doing in your life and in OCD recovery and anxiety recovery in general is learning to keep doors open in your head towards hope. Now, what does that mean? That's not just some sort of motivational spiel that doesn't go anywhere. It means that we've got these barriers all the time in life, in lots of areas. So with OCD, it will be like, oh my God, what if I never recover? Barrier. What if I'm not clever enough to recover? Barrier. What if I haven't got enough energy to recover? Barrier. So you've got all of these different barriers that are in our heads. Now, when we get sort of stuck behind them and sort of locked in there, we feel like we can't see anywhere to go. So if we've maybe broken up with a partner and think, oh my God, I'm never going to find another partner, that puts up a mental barrier in your head. So then you think, you feel locked, your world feels smaller. You feel like, how am I ever going to get out of that position? How am I ever going to come through that barrier? And we can't even see those barriers because we're so used to thinking like that. So it's like anything, like, okay, a small mental barrier. I've just been on a very long flight and I've just got home and I could say, okay, I don't want to do an Instagram live because it's very late. It's 12:30 at night and I'm pretty tired. But then I thought, well, could you do one? Yes, you could. Why not come on here? Obviously, there's a balance in life. I don't need to do an Instagram live now. But I thought, why not? And so it's little things like that. And in the OCD recovery journey, there's so much of that. Oh, I'm too tired. I haven't got the energy to do that. Oh, I'll just stay in bed. I'll just go on the laptop. I'll just watch Netflix. That's too much. And we've got all of that going on for so long. That becomes so much of a problem in just sort of trying to overcome anxiety in general, anxiety, physical symptoms. The physical symptoms used to be very draining for me. So whenever I used to experience physical symptoms, I used to think, God, if only I hadn't got these, then I'd definitely be able to get better. If only these weren't in the picture, I could deal with the mental stuff. And then when the physical symptoms weren't so bad, I was like, bloody hell, if only I didn't have that one particular fear latched, that one particular thing, then I'd be able to move forward. If it wasn't for that one, then I would be okay. So the other thing that I want you to think about is with OCD in general, what you're doing is you're learning skills for your life. You're learning rationally how to adapt to your life in general. Now, my whole way of seeing things comes from a rational approach. So anything in life that I come across, a problem outside of OCD or anything, I'm always thinking, what's a rational way to approach this? How can I look at this? What ideas can I have? What perspectives can I have? Because you're going to meet that along the road in life. You're going to meet that in lots of areas. So the skills that you're learning for OCD recovery are not just for OCD recovery, they're for life. So say, for example, you have, let's think of something that you might have a situation come up. Something doesn't go your way in your job. And you are very upset because you feel like you have not been treated very well by your boss, for example. You may feel very frustrated at that and think, oh my God, this is the worst thing in the world. But is it the worst thing in the world? Well, it's actually not the worst thing in the world, but in that world in your head where you've looked at that and you've looked at that sort of that sort of small work, that work world, you can feel very caught up in it, like you're completely locked in this, your world feels like it's completely closing in on you. And that is very much the case with so many things. So